Hey trainers, it's Alakaham here with some more Pokemon video magic. I apologize that I've not been uploading as many videos recently. I've had some recent kind of health issues that have kept me from being able to kind of stay on top of doing these uploads. So I've been busy attending to that and also with working on getting ready for the upcoming school semester. So I've been working on all of that, but I really appreciate all of the feedback that everyone has left me on the last few videos, especially the Deoxys video. So what I wanted to do with this particular piece of content is to test out some Deoxys teams based on the advice that some of y'all gave me in the comments of my previous video. So I have put together 3 teams. I'm going to show you 2 battles from each of these teams that just kind of give you a sampling of what I experienced here. So again, thank you for your advice about how to use Deoxys, and we'll jump into the battles and I'll show you how these teams turned out. I'm running a different moveset on Deoxys on each of these battles, I think, so I'll show you how it goes. On this first team, I am leading a Stunfisk, and we come up against an Umbreon. This is an okay lead. Umbreon is going to do neutral damage, and it is pretty spammy, but if we can do things like land Earthquakes, then that is going to do a solid chunk against the Umbreon. So I am not playing around here. I'm going straight for the Earthquake, and we do land it. Just barely gets us over half the Umbreon's health, so yeah, Umbreon is super thick, as most of you probably know already. It is fairly difficult. Actually, our Azumarill would be a much better matchup here, but I figured we could, if we switched out, we would lose part of an advantage, and that would be really difficult for us. So I landed the other Earthquake, and I tried to farm down, yeah, which I can, so that worked out nicely, and then they come in with a Toxicroak. I come in with the guy, the dangly arm guy, Deoxys, the one who this whole video is about, and they switch into a Venusaur. I blind swapped into an Azumarill. That was not a great idea. I think my idea there was that maybe I could get a shield by making them think that I had Ice Beam. I can't really afford to shield before they do here, so I just go ahead and let the attack go. Now I have their shield. I can try to work up to a kind of energy advantage, but I more or less have to shield everything from here on out. I'm going to have to go for Psycho Boost, which is particularly unfortunate because I'm going to debuff my own attack. We are able to feint out the Venusaur, but this is definitely going to be an L. I've got to land another Psycho Boost and farm down on the Toxicroaks, so yeah, not looking great. They are able to farm us down. So I thought that this team would be fairly strong. Someone had suggested it in comments, and maybe they didn't have this particular order in mind or whatever. I probably shouldn't be running Psycho Boost on Deoxys unless I'm going to put Deoxys on the lead and I can switch it out. But I am using it as a safe swap here. So I was not in a favorable setup there. Decided to switch into the Deoxys. They come in with an Umbreon. So Umbreon's rough for Deoxys. Umbreon's rough for a lot of the teams that I run because I really like Psychic-type Pokemon. And so I figure I'm going to lose this matchup. I may as well just start chipping as much damage as I can. So we're going for Psycho Boosts. And you know what? That was a really bad idea because now my counters do much less and I'm still going to lose the Deoxys. So just going to let it go down and going to come in with the Stunfisk because I don't want to give away that I have an Azumarill quite yet. We see a foul play come through. That's okay. We can take a foul play fine. But I got greedy and tried to over farm, and now we're going to have to tank another foul play. It's still okay, but now we've lost a lot of health on this Galarian Stunfisk. They let the Umbreon go, not terribly surprising. And I'm going to have to use a shield here because I definitely need to go for an Earthquake. Now is not the time for baiting because they are going to get to that Fire Punch on Diggersby really fast. So I immediately swapped into Azu, which was again probably a bad idea. I should have just let the Stunfisk go down and then come in with the Azumarill. So we landed a Hydro Pump, that's really good, and I thought I would be able to farm down with Bubble, but since Bubble was debuffed a couple of seasons ago, it is not quite strong enough, and now they still have a shield, so that is very, very bad for us. We needed to land this Hydro Pump, and we're not going to be able to. I'm hoping that they go for an Earthquake to feint out the Azumarill so that we can come in and maybe work up to another Earthquake on Stunfisk, but Stunfisk is very, very low, and Fire Punch charges really fast. So yeah, this one's another L. I probably wasn't running that particular team very well. Should have had Deoxys up front, and probably had a different moveset there. So I'm going to move on. I'm going to show you some clips from another team. That first team did not, consistently did not perform very well. So I moved on to this team comp with Deoxys on the lead, and I have Rock Slide instead of Thunderbolt, and we have Meganium and A-Tails in the back. So I switch into A-Tails. A-Tails is a really good safe swap. So we got some super effective damage through against the Unova Stunfisk, and then had a lot of energy ready to go to do neutral damage on this Skarmory. There aren't that many meta Pokemon that completely resist ice, so A-Tails is a pretty strong safe swap here, and it charges extremely fast. You can see that I'm also running Dazzling Gleam. It doesn't take all that long to work up to it, actually, and it gives a lot of offense against pretty meta Pokemon. So I really like Dazzling Gleam. I know that Psyshock is kind of the, popular traditional move, but hey, sometimes you want to run some spicier plays, right? Okay, so they come in with a Hypno. They did not like that matchup, decided to go ahead and switch into their Ufisk, and that is great for me because one Frenzy Plant will be able to take them out. I knew that they were just buying some time to try and build up energy on Hypno. I'm going to go ahead, and let it go through. I figured the worst it could be was an Ice Punch. Kind of forgot about Fire Punch, but that's fine too. Meganium is thick, 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 so no problem. Unfortunately, we don't quite get to the next Frenzy Plant. That would have been ideal. So now we have to get to 2 Rock Slides before this Hypno gets to Shadow Ball. Yeah, I figured that they would try to fake me out and then use Shadow Ball. I don't think they have enough energy for it, though. Probably Fire Punch. Yeah, just a Fire Punch. So one more Rock Slide should be enough to take out the Hypno. And this is going to get us the game. Puts us in a pretty good position. I ended up really liking this team, and I actually ran it quite a few times. So my elo has been really up and down the past week or week and a half because of some of the health issues that I have going on. I've been really distracted. I've been feeling kind of miserable. Haven't been thinking about team comp as much. But when I was running this team a while ago, I climbed 200 elo before dropping another 250 or something in the next few days after that. So anyway, this team played out pretty well. We come up against an A-Tails. This is actually a pretty good lead because even though they resist the counters, if you have Rock Slide, which I do in this particular instance, it's going to do massive amounts of damage. So you can get away with a lot. We can take several charge moves here, and I am at a Psycho Boost and a Rock Slide. Yeah, so I figured whatever came in, I was just going to throw the Rock Slide, do as much damage as I could, and that's perfect. Now we can come in with the our own A-Tails, and Weather Ball is going to happen fast. Weather Ball is going to hit really hard, and we are going to resist Dark-type moves like Foul Play. I figured because they were charging so long, they were probably going for return, but this happened to be a Power Gym Sableye, which is pretty cool. That's a good alternative move if you don't have access to return. But they swap in a Meganium. In other words, they have no good response to this A-Tails. So I don't mind giving up a shield there because I figure I can get at the very least, I can get the next shield here, and I might actually be able to KO the Meganium. Can I get to that Weather Ball? Yeah. Okay, so we get to the Weather Ball. Let's go. Will this KO from this range? Yes, we completely take out the Meganium, and one more Powdered Snow is able to finish off the Sableye, so we don't even have to use our own Meganium there. That was pretty interesting because the team comp was extremely similar to mine, so it was pretty fun to play through. All right, the last team that I'm going to give a small showcase for here is this team with Deoxys and Jellicent and Sableye. This team has some of the issues that my original Deoxys team had, in that it's very, very vulnerable to dark types. So Sableye, has some offense against dark types, but it doesn't resist dark attacks. It still takes a lot of damage from those. Okay, so I'm going to come in with the Deoxys because it's going to take them a long time to farm up to a charge move, and we went ahead and snagged shields with the Jellicent. So Deoxys can definitely tank a Weather Ball. I'm going to overfarm just a little bit so that I have energy for the next Pokemon, and this Rock Slide should be enough to take it out. Yeah, doing super effective damage there, so that's really nice. They come in with the Azumarill, and in this particular set, I was running both Thunderbolt and Rock Slide, so I replaced Psycho Boost, and I actually think that worked out fairly well in most battles that I played with this team. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to another Thunderbolt, but I like the idea of being able to threaten it, and I do, yeah. Okay, so Thunderbolt number 2, this is going to do super effective damage, but they do a very nice catch on their Scrafty, which is fine by me because the Scrafty is going to take a lot of neutral damage from Thunderbolt, and then we are doing super effective damage with the counters. They are able to take out the Deoxys, but they gave us a lot of energy, and that means that Sableye will be able to get to this return and completely knock out the little blue fairy thing before they are able to get to a charge move. So Sableye is it's fairly glassy. Mine isn't XL'd, but it is over 1400, and even a foul play did quite a bit of damage to the Sableye. In general, I use the Sableye as a safe swap on this team. It just happened on that other battle that I decided to switch into the Deoxys. Okay, so I think this is a negative lead because the Skarmory charges a little faster than the Jellicent, but to be honest, I don't really know with 100% certainty. So I overfarm a little bit, and I'm just going to be going straight Shadow Ball here. I knew that we could tank at least one Sky Attack, and I was hoping we could get to the next Shadow Ball before they got to Sky Attack. Looks like they probably overfarmed a little, but they decided to let the Skarmory go, so that's definitely good with me. I'm going to switch out to the Sableye here because I figure it will charge faster and we will do more damage with our Foul Play charge moves this way. I can tank at least one Mud Bomb, but they've been charging for a while. Okay, I didn't want to get hit with an Avalanche, but they did throw a Mud Bomb bait. So I am farming up as much as I can so that I can start throwing foul plays at this Bastiodon. Bastiodon is really, really tough because it's so bulky, but all of you know that already. Bastiodon is really rough. So I went ahead and tanked the Stone Edge because I knew that I could come back in with the Deoxys and go for a hard farm here. Yeah, I think I can let this through. The worst it can be is Stone Edge. Yeah, they chunk some damage, but not enough to make all that much a difference, and now I have 2 Rock Slides loaded. I will shield this because in case they had a Blizzard stored up, okay, which they did not, I had just lost count of those fast moves. I really wanted to be able to get both of these Rock Slides through. So we do get the shield there, gonna go for one more. And we are able to get the second shield, and I swap into the Jellicent. We were only 2 fast moves away from the Shadow Ball, and 1 Shadow Ball is enough to take it out. They might have been able to get to the Mud Bomb, but I think they were over-farming just a little bit there, which is fine by me. Gave us the opportunity to close the game, and if not, I still had the Deoxys to be able to come back and finish that off. So again, I've really loved running Deoxys, and I really appreciate everybody who's hopped in the comments to give me suggestions for team comps that I could try. By and large, y'all's suggestions were really helpful to me in the game and helped me climb in Elo, and I would love for y'all to keep giving me some suggestions and advice, and I'll keep trying things out. We are moving into the Ultra League very soon, which I'm excited about, so I'll be trying to prep some videos for you as soon as we get to that next phase of Go Battle League. I hope that your matches have been going well also, and tell me about how things are going for you in GBL in the comments if you'd like. If you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and give it a like. And if you're not subscribed, I would love to have you subscribe to the page so that you can continue to give me some feedback on content, and we can go ahead and build a Pokemon Go community together here. Thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you next time, trainers.